There is some important news in the human rights space that women, girls, or anyone working around reproductive health or gender should know about. So, on the 7th of July 2026, the UN Human Rights Council adopted a resolution that, for the first time in a negotiated UN outcome document, explicitly recognized reproductive violence as a distinct form of gender based violence. What does that mean, and why should we care? Let's unpack it. Everyone, I am Madam Afinda Bowe, and this is Gender Unpacked. But first of all, what is the UN Human Rights Council? So the UN Human Rights Council is the United Nations body responsible for promoting and protecting human rights around the world. So it addresses human rights concerns through resolutions and other mechanisms. So what is reproductive violence? Reproductive violence is when someone uses force, coercion, or other forms of control to interfere with another person's reproductive autonomy. And the resolution specifically mentioned things like forced or denied contraception, forced pregnancy, forced abortion, and forced sterilization. So think about it this way. Someone forces you to keep a pregnancy or terminate it, or even prevent you from using contraception, or even sterilize you without your consent. Sterilization is when they removed a part of your reproductive organ without you knowing. For example, you went for an operation and someone removed your womb without your consent. So they automatically take away your own ability to make decisions about your body. So this is what this resolution is about. Why does this recognition really matter? So, when something is being clearly named, it becomes easier to identify, easier to document, and then it becomes easier for countries to develop policies around it. So for women and girls living in conflict-prone areas and living in displacement, these particular resolutions, we make it easier for them to have proper care. Attention will be drawn to them because it has been clearly named as a form of violence. The resolution calls for accessible reporting, referrals, and age-centered approaches. This is a good news. This actually is a good news for women and girls in conflict-prone areas, in displacement. More attention will be drawn to their reproductive concern, their reproductive health and rights issues they have been crying for years and ages, and even for women and girls living in underdeveloped countries as well. So here is where it gets important. So the UN does not say reproductive rights are form of violence. It recognizes reproductive violence. So this is more than a new phrase. It's recognizing that taking away someone's ability to make reproductive decision about themselves is wrong. It's violence in itself, and making sure that women and girls who experience these violations are protected, seen, and given the appropriate services needed. But now the big question is, how will this recognition translate into actual accountability, healthcare, and proper groundwork on the ground? So how will this translate into an actual work? That is the big question. So let me hear it in the comment section. Bye.